Good morning. It's December the 17th, and as you can see, I'm actually starting inside. This is a building where we have a condo. I have work to do here to get ready for an event tomorrow I'll talk about in a minute. So I thought I'd start here with a view of the exit. Let's go through this door and see what's on the other side. Oh, look. It's Saskatchewan. It's Regina. I've got the external mic in again. We'll see how long it lasts. Probably not very long. It keeps disconnecting. I don't know why. I keep hoping. Oh, I may be too warm already. Oh, wait. There's something I got to do here. So this is Friday, which means I am going around the lake. But starting in a different place. It's minus 18 Celsius, which is 0 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a little tiny bit of light snow falling. Why am I already so warm? Well, tomorrow at the Cornwall Center is a local book fair, which I'm going to have a table at, and that means getting books ready to go. So I was carrying books up from the basement, and I have some stored over here, so I was getting those down into the car. So I'll be all ready to go because I need to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning to load in. It takes me a while to set up because I have so many books. The event starts at 10 and it runs till 5, I think. Towards the end of that, there's some readings and entertainment. So looking forward to it. I may be taking way too many books. I have no idea. But you just never know. I have so many books that even if I take a few copies of each, it's still, I must have 10 boxes I'm taking. Fortunately, there's a loading area and there'll be some carts. If I can get a good sized cart, I can do it all in one trip from the car, which is my hope. My wife is going to be there to help me out, so that's good. Normally I do these things on my own at Saskexpo or one of those kinds of places. There haven't been any of those kinds of events for a while, so this is my first chance to sell, hand to sell, as they say, personally sell books for quite a while. So I'm hopeful it'll do well. There's just no way to know until tomorrow. There'll be some other authors there and other publishers. I'm both. I'll be both Shadowpaw Press and Edward Willett. So come find me. Great opportunity to stock up on your Edward Willett book needs for Christmas. One of everything is what I recommend. I used to calculate what that would cost and tell people if they ask. You can get one of everything on the table for, well, the list price is $250, but if you buy one of everything, I'll give it to you for $200. That sort of thing. The list price of everything on the table would be at least that. Actually, it'd be much higher than that, I think. I have to do the math, which I will tomorrow. Oh yeah, I got to get to the bank and get a float. Get money for the float, I mean. I forgot about that. So I've got a couple of more errands to do, and I also have a meeting at noon. Not at noon. It's at 1. I think it's at 1. In my head, it's at 1. You know, I wonder if I should check that. Hopefully this doesn't stop anything. Just hold on for 1 second while I take a quick look at my calendar. Yes, fortunately, I did not misremember it. That meeting is at 1, so I'm still good. Sure. Sure enough, the external mic disconnected. I'm not going to struggle with it. I'm just going to take it off. So hold on for another second. It's not very windy, so hopefully there won't be a lot of wind noise. You do get stereo sound recording it off of this, whatever that means. Well, I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means for this kind of usage. Anyway, there we go. Okay, no more fiddling around. I'm good. This is CBC building over here, Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. There's a bit of a path through here that I know from previous walking in this area. The lake's over there, we'll get there. You can hear the crunch, 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 crunch. This isn't really a path. They're clearly make it into one in the winter. It's one of those paths that has formed because it's a natural shortcut. Okay, now we'll go down here and join the path around the lake proper. This again is the parking lot where Shards of Excalibur, my young adult fantasy series that's starts here in Regina, begins. In the book, the Lady of the Lake, when King Arthur shows up in this patch of water, currently ice between here and Willow Island, and tells Arianne Forsyth, local teenage girl, that she's now the Lady of the Lake, and she and Wally Knight, who just happens to be there, seems to be a coincidence, are given the quest of finding the scattered shards of Excalibur before Merlin can. So that all happens right there. And there's something else that happens in this parking lot too, kind of when she discovers what she can do with her power. Take care of some bullies. So very important in the book. Who's there? Hi, Rocky. Rocky Beach 1. Well, yeah, I like some aspects of just using the phone mic, but if there's any wind, the wind noise is really atrocious. I agree, for the ambient sound and the stereo, it's superior. It's also easier for me to set up and get going. I don't have to worry about the external mic, but I spent money on those things, darn it. I mean, I'll still use them for videoing other things, I'm sure. Maybe for the live stream, I'll just give up and do it like this. I do think the iPhone 13 might have better sound than the 11 did too. And I can always put a little fuzz ball of cotton over the mic. I've tried that with the last one and it seemed to help some, so I might do that again. Just on windy days. Sort of like the thing they put on microphones. Not a lot of footprints in this little dusting of snow we had this morning, so not too many people have been going around the lake yet today, at least not since it snowed. There's Willow Island again. Danger thin ice. Don't know how thin it is now. There are some spots where water tends to run off, and that's where they usually put those signs. It's a bit like those beware of falling rock. Maybe it's fallen rock. You can't really beware of falling rock because you can't react if a rock is falling when you're in the mountains. But most of the time, those are just signs and you don't think anything of them. And then maybe once in a blue moon, you really do see a falling rock or fallen rock. And you realize why they're there. Or deer crossing. As a kid, I was always disappointed when you saw a deer crossing sign, but you didn't see any deer. I mean, come on. And the closest I've come to hitting deer and elk in one rather frightening moment at 11 o'clock at night in the Rockies, there was no sign saying this was their crossing. Apparently they don't read. That said, there's a crosswalk up here. Actually, it's over there by the Trafalgar Fountain. And I actually saw a family of geese crossing in the crosswalk, which I thought was very smart of them. There's the lake. That's what it will look like now. There might still be a tiny patch of clear water out there. It has geese in it. They're not giving up yet. So this meeting this afternoon is an industry update for publishing in the province. Supposed to be a lunch meeting, but no, we're doing it online still. So it's a Zoom meeting. They did give me a $20 gift certificate for Skip the Dishes, so I can order lunch if I want. I'll probably save that some other time. See the geese over here coming up on our right, clinging to an ever-decreasing patch of open water. I think it's probably only open because it's full of geese. I don't know why else it would still be open. These temperatures. Definitely open, but not nearly as many geese as last week when I came by, or the week before that. These are the real diehards, which might be what they do, is die hard. In fact, were some over there, but that seems to be gone. This may be the only patch left that they're still clinging to. See them again there? Not very many of them. There's a suspicious lump on the ice over there that might be a dead one, or a dead something anyway. There was some sort of bird pecking at it, so. In the bleak midwinter, Gusty winds doth blow. It stood hard as iron, water like a stone. And it's not really winter yet, not for a few more days. Still just late autumn by the calendar. There is something called Meteorological Winter, which starts at the beginning of December, so we're definitely in that. And it doesn't get much warmer than this, a little bit, off and on, but basically right through New Year's it'll be double digits below freezing every day, and colder at night sometimes. There might be 1 or 2 days when it gets up to single digits, but there's certainly no thaw in the forecast. The windsock is barely moving, so the snow's getting a little heavier though. Not a lot of action here at the rowing clubs. Oh, look, my first dog and owners. Hello. I hear music. I think their deck is open even though it's cold because it's all enclosed up there. Bar willow. No kids on the playground. Over here's the marina. Not anybody launching boats for a while either. Take a quick shortcut here. Hello, buck they? Temperature is minus 18, basically 0 degrees Fahrenheit. If you're wondering. Quite pleasant actually. I'm dressed plenty warm for that. Take off another 20 degrees in the 30s. I wouldn't do this. There is a limit. If it gets to that cold, like if it's minus 40 some morning, I'll do a walk. But it'll just be around the block or something like that. At least that's my plan. I haven't gotten that cold yet. Might not happen. We'll probably get close. Somewhere in the minus 30s for sure we'll get. How close it gets to minus 40 depends on the year. Of course, minus 40 is where Fahrenheit and Celsius come together. The other people on the path up ahead of me. My head's getting hot enough I may put my hood down here in a minute. It's always a hard one to judge. You feel really warm in the hood, but you take it down and you can quickly feel chilled. I don't have a very heavy toque today. Just the Broad Street Bridge. Over there's the Connexus Arts Center. Pine Island over there. And of course, looking back across the lake, Wascana Lake. Path is clear enough, I'm able to keep up a proper walking pace here. I haven't seen a lot of places where I think there might be ice hiding. I probably won't go around Pine Island because I am a bit pressed for time. So I will just keep to the path today. Back at the marina where we just were. Another thin ice sign there. Somebody coming the other way toward me. Oh no, actually they're going the other way. They're coming toward me. They must have been coming out of the parking lot. Well, I think I'm going to take down my hat, my hood, because I'm really getting hot under there. There's Pine Island, but I'm not going to walk over there today. Normally I take this bridge. Of course, the trouble is I was sweating under there. Now the air is finding those pockets of wet skin. So I'll put it up again, but I won't fasten it. So I can put it up and down as required. There's the bridge to Pine Island. It's lined up so that the legislative building is directly in front of you when you cross the bridge. This area is not maintained during the winter season, it says. There's another patch of open water with some geese still clinging to the idea that maybe things will get better. You know, I think over there, I think that's a hawk with its kill, which is just put on the ice because it's hard to say. I can't see it well enough. It could be just a crow poking at carrion. Hard to say. But it's definitely a bird poking at something dead. And it could be a hawk. Killed it, brought it out there because it's a new surface where it can put it and see all around for anything that might threaten. Thought it enjoys a meal. That's just a guess. That might be what that was. I can't see it clearly enough to be sure what kind of bird it is. looks more like a crow. So there's some sort of carrion there. Might be a dead goose. Okay, well, I don't know. It's a tough season to be a wild animal. It's tough enough to be a domesticated human. Civilized. Theoretically. Ooh, the wind coming off of the, not much of it, but the wind coming off of the open lake is chilly on my cheek. I might have chili for lunch, and I might have chili on my cheek if I'm sloppy. Dum-dum. I'm kind of wishing I'd left my hood properly fastened up, but oh. These are the kind of days that when I'm watching like a fantasy movie or TV series and it's supposed to be so cold and people are running around without their hoods up or without gloves or whatever, it always seems to me that these people have never experienced real cold. Thanks for watching, Bug Day. In my novel Magebane, written as Lee Arthur Chane, it's set in a fantasy version of Saskatchewan in the winter, and I made sure it was properly cold. We've done the frostbite for a major character. Magebane is available through any source. Certainly an ebook. Paperback might be a little hard to find, except for me. Lee Arthur Chane. One of two pseudonyms I've used with dog books. The other one is E.C. Blake. Lee Arthur Chane is the middle names of my two brothers and myself. Jimmy Lee Willett, mayor of Coots, Alberta. Writer Arthur Willett. And me, Edward Chane Willett, C-H-A-N-E. A name my parents conjured out of thin air because they had seen the movie Shane and liked it. They wanted me to have a middle initial that started with C. So I would be E.C. Willett, which is the initials of my grandfather, my father's father. And so I became Edward Chane Willett, which is unusual, and I probably should use it as my byline, but I never have. It's probably too late now. It would distinguish me from all the other Edward Willets, including the guy from the 19th century who I keep getting his books attributed to me on Amazon. And he's been dead for a while. He wrote Penny Dreadfuls, dime novels, I mean, not Penny Dreadfuls, mostly Western adventure stories. That's Spruce Island over there. It's a wildlife preserve habitat. Not one you can go to, unlike Pine Island and Willow Island, which you can rent for picnics and things. Not exactly a heavy snowfall, but it's definitely snowing. This is another aeration place where water in the summer pours out through a pipe down there. I have long legs. I do like to set a quick pace because it's partly for exercise. So meandering along doesn't get you as much. It's always a test too, you know. I can walk quickly without getting so much out of breath I can't talk. Or, you know, keeling over. I figure I'm still in reasonable health. Cardiovascularly speaking, anyway. I haven't checked recently, but this must be 250 or so of these I've done since I started back in March. Oh, look, it's another comment bot. I thought they were real, but I did some looking at cryptic message. It's a comment bot. They want you to click on that link, but YouTube won't let them put a link proper in, so they put it there and put a space before the dot, or after the dot, whichever it is. Where it goes, I'm not about to find out. One thing I read said they go to porn sites, some of them. Probably designed to steal your personal information, so do not go there. It seems to end with tech, so if I do a filter block on tech, maybe I can stop them entirely. I suppose it's not impossible somebody would type tech in the comments, but it doesn't seem particularly likely with this live stream. Okay, we'll take a bit of a shortcut here up by the ledge. Once I get to the fountain. Yeah, so it's just a little heavier all the time than when I started. Now, in the bleak midwinter is running through my head, which seems appropriate enough. Alright, here's the fountain, which of course is not fountaining. Or even icicle-ing, which I suppose it could be. Could have left it run long enough to festoon it with icicles, but I suppose that's not good for the fountain. Not a walk they bother to clear either. Anyway, here's the fountain, which did used to stand in Trafalgar Square. And it came over in 1939, the same time when King George and Queen Elizabeth visited. Queen Mother, as we know her better. So that was the current Elizabeth's father. They made a big royal tour of the Dominion of Canada with war winds blowing in Europe. And this was one of the places they came. And it's incised into the stones by the door, the main entrance. I don't think I'll go up there today, but I have before. Yeah, I'll go this way because I've walked down by there a lot. I haven't walked along here very much. It was easy to tell how much snow was falling by looking at the cars. When they were parked, they had no snow on them. And that's how much they've gotten since then. Just enough to freshen things up. Oh, as we get closer to Christmas, only a week from tomorrow. So Christmas Eve, I should be walking around the lake. We'll see. I might take Christmas off. Don't hate me if I do. Take off my hood completely again to try to cool off a little. So anyway, there's the ledge from a slightly different angle than I usually shoot it from. I usually walk through the gardens, but there's nothing much to see there, so I'll walk down the side of them today. So that's the ornamental gardens, but they're neither ornamental nor gardens at the moment. I've done a complete turn of the seasons now, or I will once it's winter again. I started in possibly late winter. I can't remember if it was spring yet or not. March anyway. I walked all the way through spring, through summer, through fall, and now here it is winter again. Difference is though that winter is about 5 months, so it's going to be winter for a while now. Not longer than spring or fall lasted, or summer for that matter. My nose is running. It's annoying. If I sniffle, that would be why. Right, we'll walk across the bridge, but this time we'll go on that way because I'm walking back to Scarth Street, where our condo is, that we own, and where I parked the car. Now loaded with all the books I need for tomorrow. Putting the hood up again. Always feels too warm, but as soon as I take it down, I realize that it really wasn't. Definitely no more than the toque than I have. This one is quite thin. There's the Albert Street Bridge. Which is where the dam is that forms the lake. As I like to point out, there's absolutely nothing natural about this lake. When I first walked around it earlier in the spring, somebody said it was so wonderful to see, you know, untouched nature or something like that. I had to explain that there's not a single thing natural about this lake, except it's got water in it. The creek that I walk along, that's still kind of natural. But all these trees were planted by somebody. The lake was dug. The dam was built. This was all bald prairie when they built the legislative building back there. You can see pictures of it. And the park, even after the lake was formed, which was pretty early on, was bare prairie while the trees grew. So it's an entirely man-made landscape. But pleasant for all that. More pleasant some days than others. We'll go up here past Speaker's Corner, which also has things in it that were once in London, in Hyde Park. Is that? No, that's boring. I'll still go for a walk if it's in the -30s. I'll just dress extra warm and won't stay out as long, or walk as far so I can turn back as required. Or walk downtown where I can duck into a coffee shop or something. But I'll still walk. Outside. I owe it to my loyal viewers. All 3 or 4 of them. Actually, I have almost 240 subscribers, or maybe it's gone over 240. I haven't looked. Might be pushing 250. On a day like today when the wind's not blowing, this temperature is no trouble at all. And even colder if the wind's not blowing. It's the wind that might cut things pretty short. The wind chill's -50 or something, and a short walk for sure. Okay. Speaker's Corner. Not too much further back to Scarth Street. Now, having 250 subscribers doesn't mean you get 250 views. Typically the views are running in the, I don't know, 50, 75, 100, depends. The one that's gotten the most views is actually my walk in St. John's, Newfoundland. Oh, and the first time I walked in a snowstorm back in April. That's a fairly short one because of the weather, but it's been very popular for some reason. And I think when I walked in the blizzard earlier this winter, that one was popular too. People like bad weather in their live streams. Thinking to myself as I walked, Forget I'm on a mic. The float, trying to think. Do I need 20s? I shouldn't need 20s. Nobody's going to give me a 50. So probably if I get like ten 10s and 10 5s, I can probably get through pretty quick. Won't run into trouble. And the bank's closed. Well, it'll be closed on Saturday, so that doesn't help. So, trouble is I don't carry any cash anymore. So it's not like I have a lot of cash. Kicking around the house. This is where they're staging all the stuff for the new swimming pool, which I don't know if they're aiming to have that open by the next swimming season or not. I don't hear any sound of working over there, but doesn't mean it's not going on. Oh yes, over there, behind the trees, is the Royal Saskatchewan Museum. Used to be called the Saskatchewan Museum of Natural History, because it is a natural history museum. Has a cast of Scotty, the famous T-Rex found in Saskatchewan. Largest, I believe, found so far. I was there when they were digging him up, out at the dig. I saw bits of him sticking out of the dirt as they worked on extracting him. There was a documentary being shot about it, and I did some off-camera interviews of some of the paleontologists working up there. Actually got a associate producer credit or something like that. I've only ever seen that once. I wonder if it's on YouTube somewhere. I should look. It might be. Just about everything makes it to YouTube these days eventually. There's the credit union building. Ow. Misjudged the levelness or lack thereof of the sidewalk right there. Huh? Real nice. Ice is nice and snow is pleasing, sleet is neat, although our feet are freezing. Hail to the Queen, the cold doesn't matter, our teeth will chatter. Hail to the Queen. That's the Snow Queen's anthem from my friend Robert Urson's children's opera, The Snow Queen. Well, not really an opera, but it was done in Prairie Opera, with Prairie Opera, and I was one of the original cast members back in when I was doing tourings. It was put in '94, I guess. For 3 years I did Prairie Opera School tours. He's done that. The show's been done many times since and expanded, so it's a full-length show that he can do with Class Young People's Theatre that he's artistic director for. So I was in it, the original production. My daughter was in a Do It With Class production, so something we share. 2 blocks over, and we'll be back to Scar Street. This is Orange Street. It's interesting, the shutter on the camera makes that look like it's flickering, but to the naked eye it's not. Okay, again there's the credit union building, and then the new, well not new, but the renovated Dark Hall. There, and the college building renovated as well the last couple of years. Just have to go by the funeral home. I smell wood smoke. This used to be a funeral home. It's not anymore. There's a good look at the college building over there. That's where the University of Regina began. It was Regina College back then. And they built this brand new campus in the 60s, and it's been added on over there. And then this was renovated recently. The Conservatory of Performing Arts, among other things, is in there. Okay, almost to my quitting spot. Whew. I don't know how long that was. What time is it? Just around noon, I hope. Because my meeting's at 1 and I have a couple of things to do before I get home, so I'm hoping an hour is long enough to do it. There you go. This actually explains where we are. Site of Regina's first public high school, 1908. Replaced with this condo building a few years ago. Well, 3 of them actually. This was the first one. And these 2. Anyway, that's the walk for today. Thanks for walking with me. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye for now.